Hello, it's your Pisces MT Trevor Quincy. Today is Monday, May 22nd, 2023, and we are doing what we usually do. We're answering astrology questions as well as doing some astrology readings. So if you have any questions, put them down below. Otherwise, stick around. We're just waiting for our live audience to come in. I'm going to set up the astro weather forecast, and I'm going to read the weather for today in New York City. It's a sunny day. It's still cloudy. You know, I've only been on live probably like once or twice in this past couple of months that it's been like a completely sunny day. No clouds in the sky. So we're waiting. Hello, happy Monday, and good morning, good afternoon, Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas, but oh, by the way, let us know where you're from. I'm here in New York because I'm a native New Yorker, you know? So let us know. I'm just going to get everything set up here. I was about to say, the weather thing said it was 52 degrees. I was like, I just went outside. By the way, I'm planting tomatoes, and they have sprouted. Not the tomatoes, but like the plant of it has sprouted. But every time when it rains, my planter floods. So my mom and I, we have these barrels, and we're putting the rainwater in the barrels. That way, it's said that rainwater tends to help out the plants more. I don't know. Oh, no, Christmas. We need the summer. Oh, God, look, I'm over the winter. Thank God it's getting warm outside. Oh, come on, Buffalo neighbor. I'm downstate. I'm on Long Island. It's 72 here today. Well, here right now it is 67. Let's see if this will load finally. Yep, today, right now, it is 67. It should be a high of 75, low 55. And if all goes well today on live, I may treat myself to go to the city, you know, walk around quite a bit. Let's see who else is going on here. Lovely morning it is. All right, so let's get to the astro weather forecast while we're waiting for more people to come across the screen here. So here's your astro weather forecast for today, Monday, May 22nd, 2023. Sun is at 1 degree Gemini. Happy Gemini season. Moon 5 Cancer, Mercury 7 Taurus, Venus 16 Cancer, Mars 1 Leo, Jupiter 1 Taurus, Saturn 6 Pisces, Uranus 19 Taurus, Neptune 27 Pisces, Pluto 0 Aquarius retrograde. Pluto's at the critical degree. Chiron 18 Taurus, North Node 3 Taurus retrograde, Lilith 22 Leo retrograde. Lilith is at a critical degree as well. Love the tomatoes. I'm doing some too in a blueberry bush. Oh, a blueberry bush. Let me know how that goes. Now, last year we did tomatoes. We had this weird grass that came up. I think it's like Bayard or barnyard grass, something like that. But that came up and I really liked that, you know, because it was growing all tall and stuff like that. But it didn't really do much justice for my planter, so my mom pulled it out. And then we also did, we had watermelons growing here, which was kind of shocking for New York weather. But last year it was very hot during the summer. So we got 3 watermelons that planted, but then we had that effect from the hurricane that came in like September, and it flooded everything. And no more watermelon for the most part. But I didn't think that those plants would sprout this time around because we actually didn't plant any seeds just yet because, you know, we wanted to wait until around now to plant, but we didn't plant any seeds and they just started sprouting. So I was like, look at God, those miracle plants out there. So I sing to them. You know, I always have to sing, always and forever, each moment with you. You already know the drill, you know, and then they start to sprout. All right, everyone. For those that are just joining us here, we're doing some questions and answers, and we're going to just chat, you know, which, by the way, you know, lately I've been paying attention to some comments here. I have nothing against Hellenistic astrology. I would love to know more about it. But Hellenistic astrologers, and I'm noticing this, and this is just from my perspective, my observation, they've been quick to try to be like, oh, this is misinformation, this is false, people don't know what they're talking about. But I'm like, guys, Hellenistic astrology is just one system. There are many systems in astrology. That's why I made a video saying astrology has many different systems, many different contradictions. Look, you know, but in the last video I uploaded, I did have a typo. T, you know. Let's see here. A watermelon. Yeah, a watermelon in New York, nonetheless. Get it. I would love to do that. I did some plant chocolate mint. You're planting all these exotic plants, are you? Where are you located that you can plant them? I wonder if we can plant blueberries here in New York. We should be able to, you know, but like chocolate mint and sage. Look, I may have to visit your garden, you know, get some seeds myself. What am I doing this back? But I see this, my roots are saying hi. All right, let's see. Andrea, how does my best friend Velma really feel about me? I don't know. You have to ask Velma. Let's see here. I'm not sure if you can do that. Because right now we're doing astrology questions and, we can get into astrology for a second, but I'm just chatting right now before we get into it. I'm in Buffalo, girl. Oh, that's right. Buffalo. Just bring your herbs in during the winter. I need to go up there to Buffalo because I'm surprised that like chocolate mint and sage. So I should be able to do that down here then, But watermelons, definitely see if you could do that up there in Buffalo. But how often is it sunny up there? Or does it just become sunny in like May or June-ish? Pisces, Mars, 6th house. We're going to get to that in just a second. I planted some sage and rosemary so I can make rosemary water for my hair. Ooh, interesting. I've never heard of rosemary water. Does it help with like retention and growth? I've heard of rice water and I tried it a couple of times and I've seen some results. I don't use it much this now because I'm using this Ayurvedic oil, which it's doing wonders for my hair. Look. But I had to, because I did have a perm in my hair, I'd say 2 years ago. That was the last time. 2 years ago? Last year was the last time I permed my hair, and I'm not doing that again because, I want to protect my hair. I don't want to have to put any chemicals in it. But it's making my hair grow. It is very, natural, and my natural coils are coming out. So I'm excited, but, I'm not going to lie. Some days it looks like Cynthia the doll. All right. How does your readings work on here? Can we ask you questions when we do the reading? Of course you can. We're going to get to the readings in about a couple moments. But basically what I do is when you send your payment information alongside birth time, date, and location, I'm going to show your chart for the live studio audience here. We're going to go over it together. So if you have any questions, I'll answer it when I do your readings. But we go over critical degrees, retrograde planets, the whole spiel, But I'm going to try to do it quicker because lately my readings have been slow, And also I've noticed Jupiter went into my 11th house and my views went down, and so has my my watcher feeds or whatever. But you know what? It happens. I'm still here for y'all. I'm sorry. Did I do anything? I feel like I made it awkward in your live since then. No, you have not made it awkward at all. You didn't do anything. Good morning. Oh, yes, definitely you can. It's usually sunny end of May to September. I figured, which is full of sun plants. You want to know what I'd like to do up there? Apples. I would love to start planting apples, but I know those are trees, like apple trees. But I went to this apple orchard in Pennsylvania, and they had those mini trees that they had the apples grow on. I'd love to have a space where we could do apple trees, but don't they take a long time to grow apples? But this year, we're thinking about doing carrots. We have cucumbers. We have, I think, melon. And then we're doing the tomatoes. I don't know what else we're going to do, but that's what's on the list for today, or for this year. Glowing is, you're always so nice to me. Thank you. I'm doing okay. We're just discussing plants because my tomato plants are sprouting. And I call them my miracle plants because literally it was flooded all throughout winter because of that hurricane that we got back in October or September. And it's been flooded all winter long. It was flooded up until about, I would say, March or April until we cleared it out. And then the plants started sprouting. So I call them my miracle plants, and they are tomatoes. And if we get lucky, we may get another watermelon this time round too. I don't know if you have a brother. I do. He came on my FYP yesterday. OMG, there's 2. Yep, there is more of me. That is my twin. Trenton Wayne Astrology is my twin. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I have an apple tree. Oh my God, I need to go visit because I'm I wanted so bad when I was younger. When I wanted to plant a green apple tree. And a pear tree? Oh, a partridge and a pear tree. And you could do small families in 3 years. Interesting enough. But I will be moving at the end of, or towards August. I'm going to move down to Texas where you can grow everything and anything. So, I will definitely be, well, I don't know if you can grow apples down there. I'm pretty sure you can, but, it's not my desired place to grow apples in Texas. Up here, I know it's better for the climate because it can grow into the fall. Whereas with Texas, it may be too hot for the, apples. Jupiter's in my 12th house now, and I'm so tired. It's interesting that you say that. Jupiter went into my 11th house, Saturn went into my 9th. Suddenly, my beliefs have changed so much so. It used to be, we got a native New York. Thank you, JD. We're going to get you in just a second. But yeah, no, Saturn went into my 9th, Jupiter went into my 11th. My beliefs have changed so much so. You know, like, I mean, I know I do astrology, but I don't really consider myself to be an astrologer because I don't really do the current transit astrology. I like reading the astro weather forecast, you know, and I like explaining and helping other people out. But that's really my desire, my drive, is to help others, you know. But lately, I've just been, you know, questioning a lot, like, is this the right path that I'm on? Is this really something that I like to do? But I've come to this conclusion. My one belief right now is that I'm here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, you know, because, you know, we could all be dead. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. But I feel as though that I'm being kept here because there's a purpose that I'm meant to fulfill. Don't know what that is yet, but while I'm here, thank God. Look at God, you know? Dominique says, where do I stay? New York, because I'm a native New Yorker. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I'm in Dallas. Oh, well, when I was living in Texas, I lived in Austin. And down there, you don't really see many people planting, unless you're like, well, hill country, you definitely don't see that. But like, if you're around like the flatter part of Austin, you know, you could see like plants and things like that, but you don't really see farms and things like that down there in Texas. Well, you see farms, but you don't see like plant farms. But I will say I do want a produce farm, and I also want a goat and a dog and a cow. You know, I want all of them. So if I do move back to Texas, which it's looking highly likely that I will do that, I want my farm. I do. I want a produce farm. That way I can sell it to local stores and stuff like that. And then I'll have my goat, my cow, and my dog keeping me company. I think it's going to be cute. Those are all the only children that I want, literally. Let's see here. Why tech grow collard greens? And you know what? I was reading something about microgreens too, because my mom's friend sent my mom, which she sent to me, something about growing microgreens and how it's a booming industry and it can really great, like the startup cost is low. And then, you know, so that's something I'm considering. They yield a lot of eggshells. They yield a lot, but eggshells to keep slugs away. Interesting. Yeah. That's another thing. Do you know any other like natural insecticides? It's because last year when I was growing the tomatoes, you had all those slugs and all those bugs coming in, and I just don't want them this year round. My grandmother has an apple tree in Pennsylvania. It takes a little while for sure. Oh, I bet. You know, because in Pennsylvania, it rains a lot because of those mountains that are over there. Is she towards the mountains or is she towards more like flatlands too? I saw someone in here with a grafted apple tree. It was like half and half. Half and half. That's some genetic mutation if you ask me. But like, that's something I'd like to do, is just to have like an apple tree or grow my own produce, you know. But collard greens, I definitely have to take you up on that. Why Texas? Well, I love Texas. You know, I lived there back in 2021, and it was everything like, cause I moved around quite a bit. I went to school in Las Vegas and Hawaii, and then I'm originally from New York, but I lived in the city. I'm originally from Long Island, and Texas was just all that into one, literally. Like, it reminded me of Las Vegas, reminded me of Hawaii, definitely reminded me of New York, but then never strays away from Texas. Texas is its own original energy, and I just love it so much, you know? I can't say that the cost of living is cheaper, because in Austin, it's just like a step down from New York, because, look, you have all those Californians moving out there, you know, hiking up the price, and did you know there are more people moving to Austin than there are apartments and homes? Riddle me that. Texas opens a whole different door of yumminess. Avocados, yes, I know. Somebody was talking about avocados. There's something else that I would like to grow down there. Orange trees, that's more Florida, but like, look, you never know. In Texas, you can grow anything. Let's see here. Jupiter is in my 2nd house. Saturn's in my 12th right now. Just feel the need to stop being lazy with my business. But with Saturn in the 12th, remember to take some time in solitude. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Oh, we got another native New Yorker in the Bronx. Come on, Mimi. Buy an RV and move to Abilene, Texas. That's too flat and deserty for me. You know, that's in the panhandle. You know, I'm trying to be around where I'm not in the red. You know what I mean? Because some people be acting funky in Texas. You know, at least in Austin, I know I'm somewhat safe in the hill country. You know, but I'll never drive in the rain in Texas again. So story time. I was coming back from the Dominican Republic for my cousin's wedding, right? So I landed in Texas. I was renting a car. And at the time, my apartment was in Steiner Ranch. And I remember it started to rain, but I'm like, oh, you know, in New York it rains. It's not that bad. Those thunderstorms down there, something different. Oh my God. I did not think I was going to make it home. It was terrible. And then where I was living at the time, like those hills were very, very steep. And you know, people in Texas don't know how to drive when it rains. God forbid a raindrop falls. The whole state, it's in a state of emergency, you know? But like, it was so terrible. I couldn't even see the car in front of me. It was that bad. Are you a water sign? I am a water sign. I'm a Scorpio. You talk so fast. I love it. Thank you. That's my, I would assume it's my North Node in the 3rd house. I just don't know, you know, but I have Mercury and Scorpio in the 5th, you know, so maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows? Who knows? Diatomaceous earth. That's so crazy that you just brought that up, because I have a bag of diatomaceous earth and I tried it all at once. And look, that I only tried it once. I just haven't had the, let's see here, natural insecticide. Oh my gosh, Mom, the natural insecticide is diatomaceous earth. Look at God. Look at God. Wow. Because let me tell you, I bought this bag of diatomaceous earth at this bin store that, like, it's like $3.99 that you can buy anything, and I used it all at once and I never used it again. But like, I knew that it could serve a purpose. Thank you, thank you. You know, learn something new every day. Do you know Phil? Phil who? Who's Phil? Yeah, Texas storms are crazy, but the rain in Texas smell is so amazing. I just can't relate, because I was too busy trying to get inside to smell something. You know, that rain, it just pours. Oh, that and Nebraska, like Midwest rain, it just falls, you know, and it's that violent fall that I just don't like. Like, it's that you can't see the car in front of you. You can't even see yourself when it rains. Like, it's that type of rain in the Midwest. Who is Phil, Wilma? Happy to hear you speak about astrology. Thank you, thank you. Phil McCracken. I don't know who Phil McCracken is. Did I just say something funny? LOL. So true. But yeah, no, like, I loved Texas, but like that Midwest rain, something completely different. That's how it is when it snows in Colorado. See, no, Colorado's different, because that snow, it's dangerous out there when it snows. In Colorado, like, I remember I drove cross country with my brother and my friend, and we stopped in Colorado. I think it was August. Why was it 58 degrees at night? That's terrible. Not that, you know? How did you learn astrology? I'm self-taught and have many books that I've read. I might take a class. Well, I'm self-taught myself, but like, I was going through like this reckless era at the time, and I ended up, well, astrology found me. Like, my roommate at the time when I was in school in Las Vegas, she introduced, you know, the big 3 to me, because I didn't know what that was. And then in 2019 was a rough year, I'm not gonna lie to you, but astrology really helped me. I was learning about Jupiter in the 8th and Saturn in the 10th specifically, because those were the 2 placements that I was just like too real, too relatable. And then in 2020, I dove down deep. I got into Vedic astrology, got into Draconic astrology, degree theory, all this other stuff. Then I went professional in 2021, and I didn't know how much I really knew. And I started teaching classes on Clubhouse, and I started, you know, associating with the community and things like that. Then in May of 2021, I'd say 17th, I got on this app, and then I decided to start doing the Astro Weather Forecast. And then, you know, here I am now, 2 years later. Look at God. I used to be, I got used to it. I'd be walking in school in negative 20 degrees. No, immediate now. The way I love the warmth. The way I hate snow, and the way that when winter comes, I feel like a resident of Seattle. The seasonal depression is too real. Like, I love when the sun comes out and I can feel it on my face, and I don't have to worry about the cold breeze of New York on my skin. You know, that's probably why I start hazing, you know? Astrology found you as well. Oh, interesting. It's crazy. I have the same story. Big 3 got me into it deeply. Interesting enough, I started with tarot, and because I knew my big 3 with that, I was like, let me apply it to tarot. And then I remember at the time I was also auditioning for American Idol, which I'm so glad I didn't get on that show. Read your contracts, ladies and gentlemen, and those that don't identify with ladies and gentlemen as well. You know, I was auditioning for American Idol. I remember this person said, you're going to get on the show. You're meant to be on stage or whatever. I did not get on the show, and I was tight, but like the way that she was just like, it just resonated to me. I'm like, you don't know me from a hole in the wall. I'm just watching your video. How would you know that? You know, that's what got me into tarot. And then astrology kind of came later, because a lot of people that were doing tarot kept referencing astrology, and that's really how that process started. Do you know human design? I do know human design, but I stopped human design for a while because when I was living in Texas, I was thinking about writing a book, The Beginner's Guide to Life Human Design Edition. But then something within me was just like, don't do it. Don't do it. So I Googled human design, what's wrong with it. Some person in Italy got sued by Human Design Italia for writing a book about human design because they're very, very hoardy about their information, you know? So I'm into it, but I don't like to talk about it that much because I'm afraid that they're going to sue sue me for copyright infringement, or they're going to give me a cease and desist like they seem to do with people when they grow their platforms off of human design, because they want you to be certified and everything like that. But I'm like, it just seems like a money grabbing industry to me, you know? I hate the heat. Oh my God, what? I love the heat, you know? I love the sun on my face, on my skin. I love sitting on the beach on a warm July day, not getting into that water because what's in it? Fish pee, you know? But, you know, I love summer. I just love heat, you know? I really do. That's probably why I like Texas so much. What's my design and profile? Profile 5'2". I'm a projector in tropical sidereal 1-4 projector, or 1-3. Sorry, 1-3 manifestor, or 1-4 manifestor, one of them. American Idol, you have such an interesting lore. Thank you so much. It's the allure. It's the allure. But yes, I used to audition for all those shows. Like, before Astrology and everything like that, first and foremost, I aspire to be a star. You know, I feel like, you know, I want to work in entertainment because I feel like I have the personality for it, and everybody says it too, you know? And I've always wanted to be on, like, those types of shows because that's what I grew up watching. And I auditioned for America's Got Talent back in 2010. That's really what started that audition process. But then I would audition for these shows like American Idol, The X Factor, The Voice. Like, I have a lot of stories on that. I went to the UK to audition for The X Factor before. Oh my God, the air that I did over here, T, you know? Thank you. 2-4 projector. Oh, are you the self-projector? Or like, what type of projector are you? Do you know? I'm in Florida. Ooh, how is Florida? You know, I love Florida weather, but it rains like every 3rd minute. So I'm just like, it'll be sunny on one side of the highway, but then on the other side, it's like torrential downpour, thunderstorms, all the clouds in the sky. It's like Ratatouille, you know? A 6'2" role model, hermit. Oh, interesting. You give me favorite TV show judge vibes. Like, you give good advice. Thank you so much. See, I'd love to be a judge on a show because, look, that's the one thing I feel confident in doing. Because, like, with singing, I don't mind singing. I just need to practice and be prepared, you know? Because, like, if I have a big enough stage and I practice a lot of times, which, by the way, I'm not trying to hint, but I have a release coming out tomorrow and on June 1st, hint, that's all I'm giving you. But I just need to practice. It's really just a practice thing. It's because it's like, for instance, I had an open mic night on May 5th. I went to this open mic and they had a live band, and, you know, I practiced my song, Something's Got a Hold on Me. Has anybody seen the movie Burlesque? So I sung the song, Something's Got a Hold on Me, but they didn't know the song. The band didn't know the song. And because they didn't know the song, I have a North Node in Virgo. So that messed me up. And like, the performance went okay, but thank God my phone did not record it because I would have been upset. I would have been tight. An astrologist, you know, when people say astrologist, I'm like, something within me just like, it folds within. An astrologist said that my big 3 was very bad. Sun Scorpio. I have a sun in Scorpio. It is not that bad. Moon in Pisces and rising Capricorn. It is not bad at all. No. First and foremost, if they call themselves an astrologist, leave, run for the hills, you know? I mean, it's a term, but it's not the term that we use nowadays, you know? But no, your big 3 is not bad at all. You know, they're probably just trying to get attention or clout or whatever. All right, let's get to the reading. Since I'm sitting here babbling on, I don't want to get too far into it. Excuse me. Okay, let's see here. I'm just waiting for it to reload. I'm just waiting for it to reload. Okay, who do we have here? I'm just gonna flip my camera over here. Why is it not reloading to Friday? Ugh. Are we still in the shadow period for Mercury retrograde? Because I'm ready for that to be over too. You know, is my connection okay? It is. Okay, great. Everything is reloading. Okay, JD, you're up first. JD. Ooh, we got a native New Yorker from Brooklyn. I see Brooklyn here. All right, let's see, JD. Well, we're going to look at your chart. We're going to see that big 3 in action. All right, as I said, here's how it works. If you send your readings, it's going to be $15 today. TRZO LLC is the username. I'll post it in just a second. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. The name is synonymous on all 3 platforms. Hopefully you guys see the sticker that I'm about to post because, like, some people say that they don't get access to it, which just, I think it's stupid because TikTok has 100 different versions running at the same time. So I may not be on the same version that you're on. They acted as if I was cursed and then said... when I said mine, not bad, and I don't know why an astrologist said that to you. Yeah, no, like, it's just, I just don't understand why people say that, oh, you have bad, like, Hellenistic astrology, for instance. I took astrology, but it's like, First and foremost, there's an energy with it that I'm just like, I don't really like the astrologers on here, except for 0 degrees Taurus. I love 0 degrees Taurus. But every other Hellenistic astrologer that I've come across, they have this pompous energy about them that I just don't really like, because I have Chiron in the 5th, if you couldn't tell. But, like, there's this pompous energy, like, oh, well, we're all knowing and every other system of astrology is wrong, but then riddle me this. If every other system of astrology is wrong and Hellenistic is right, then why don't you observe where the planets are in the actual sky, juxtapose where they were in the year 0 AD? You know? But that's besides the point. I said what I said. All right, let's get to our reading. Let's see here, 2000. I took a trip to the year 3000. And let's see, 36. All right, what do you think of Mystic Rebels? I used to like watching his content. I was supposed to do a reading for him, but then it never happened. You know, I did schedule something with him, but then he never got back to me. You know, at the time he didn't believe in sidereal astrology. I hope his beliefs change. You know, I don't hate people that say, oh, you know, I don't resonate with sidereal. You know, I get it if you don't resonate with sidereal or whatever, but like, don't say that it's not real because of it. But like, I feel like he has good content, very opinionated. I'll say that too. You know, but for the most part, I think that he's good people. I definitely used to watch his podcast too. And a lot of the things that he was saying, like when I first found him, I resonated with it until it became a little limiting for me at least, you know, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion. All right, let's see here. Let's give a warm welcome to JD. Hi, JD. Hi, JD. All right, let's see here. Is this your chart, June 6th? June 6, 2000 and 9:36 a.m. Okay, Brooklyn. All right. Here we go. I want to know about career success, when and what, maybe about love too. All right, no worries. I agree, definitely very opinionated. But you know what? I feel like in astrology you have to be opinionated because, you know, if you're not opinionated and you're just saying what everybody else is saying, it doesn't help you to differentiate yourself from other people because he does stand out. But I just feel like some of the things some of his opinions may be a little bit limiting because I explore all of astrology. I don't just explore one niche of it. All right, JD, you said career success and when and what maybe about love. All right, let's check those critical degrees real quick. Let's just see if you're intact with that. Okay, Ascendant 9 Leo, critical degree. Look at all those retrograde planets and self-inflicted wounds. Let's talk about that. All right, but Ascendant 9 Leo is the only critical degree that I'm seeing over here. Let's see over here. No, just that one critical degree. All right, so let's see here. Let's start you off. So you want to know about career success and when and what maybe about love. Okay, so let's start with career. So in regards to career, I'm going to look at two places because we're going to look at your whole sign 10th house placement, which is Taurus. Then we're going to look at your MC, which is Aries, okay? So when we're looking at Aries, I want to first look for Mars. Where is Mars? In Gemini, okay? So 9th house ruler is going to be in the 11th house, 30 places from itself. Self-effort is required. So your career, status, legacy, and life's work, it's going to be all about self-effort. Perhaps maybe you're going to be an entrepreneur, run your own business. It is important that you listen to your ideas. They're quite innovative for you, okay? You may be the jack of all trades, master of none, but hey, you'll always do it better than the master of one. But yes, pay attention to your ideas because they can really progress society forward, make the world a better place, and they can help you to bring your your visions, your dreams, your goals into a tangible reality. It's actually where you shine, so don't be afraid to beat your own drums. Other people will definitely help you out, but sometimes on your path, you're going to have to go it alone, so don't be afraid of that there, all right? But other people are definitely going to help you. This could be friends, groups, networks, organizations in the execution to execute your future endeavors, but I will say they may give you resources here too, all right? And then with Taurus as well, since that's in your 11th house, anything that you do within your career, status, legacy, and life's work can definitely gain some type of income for you. It may be another source of income for you as well. Anytime when I see 11th house placements, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of the bare minimum energy, but like, it's not saying that you have to just put in the bare minimum, but like, you would find that if you put in effort towards whatever you're doing, you'll have much more support than, say, people that have Capricorn placements. Though you have Saturn in the 10th house, whatever you do will take off quite quicker than most people, you know, is because you have the 11th house placements going on there. It is still going to require a lot of hard work and consistency on your behalf. Perhaps things may not take off at the time that you want them to take off, but they're going to definitely take off for you. Also, you have a lot of opportunities in your career to grow your career, status, legacy, and life's work too. Make sure that we're taking those on as well, okay? Also, with Jupiter being in Taurus, this could be money and resources coming in to help you to grow your career status, legacy, and work, life's work as well, too. Now, you were born during a grand conjunction, or a great conjunction, as we like to call it, which is the balance of expansion and constriction. It is really important here that if you feel that the universe is constricting you, find what's positive about your career here. But let's not make everything about career status, legacy, and life's work. Find that balance with your personal life as well, okay? But if you're feeling like, you know, everything is working out, that you're expanding so much, definitely find where you can reel it back a little bit, okay? So it's really finding the balance of both worlds. Call yourself Hannah Montana, if you will, all right? But as I said, 10th house ruler in that 11th house, it's actually very beneficial for your careers because the 11th house supports the 10th house, okay? You can't have the 10th house without the support of the 11th house. It's the house of profit. It's the house that really continues whatever you did in your 10th house, okay? So just be sure that you're putting in that hard work and the consistency behind your career status, legacy, and life's work as well. All right, now in regards to relationships, first and foremost, I'm going to look at Venus, which is the natural significator of relationships. That's in Gemini, in your 11th house. So in terms of a relationship, you may want somebody who's quite unconventional, somebody who beats their own drum, somebody who may stimulate your mind, somebody who's very intelligent at the end of the day too. But just be sure that we're not creating a dependence on external stimulation. That means watch out for scrolling, watch out for spending too much time online, the overconsumption of information or social media or whatever it is that you are over-consuming. Watch out for that, okay? Because you may be watching that for stimulation purposes. All right, this does form the balance with your Pluto and your Chiron in the 5th house, so be sure that within a relationship or within executing your future endeavors, getting back to that career, that you're forming some confidence, expressing yourself, and putting yourself out there. That's what's going to help you to step in your power and heal not only yourself, but heal other people, okay? Because I can tell that early on in life, people try to dim your light because you were expressing yourself, all right? So when you definitely have fun despite who is watching and not give in to that projection, it's going to help you to stand in your power, just as long as you don't over-obsess with it, okay? But let's look at, I want to look at now your 7th house and your 5th house. 5th house definitely represents love and romance. It represents dating, the fun, the recreation of what romance could be. And then the 7th house is, of course, relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. Now, in regards to your 7th house ruler is in the 10th house. So 4 places from itself. This means that a relationship for you can bring you bliss and fulfillment. You may attract somebody who is well established in their career field, somebody who definitely is career oriented as well. This could be somebody who's quite wealthy, who's doing well for themselves financially as well. It is really important here that we are not staying in relationships that may be toxic or that may not serve us to our highest benefit. You would benefit from having a friendship before getting into a relationship as well. You do yearn for understanding in a relationship though. Be sure that you are understanding yourself. You may have a false conception of what a relationship may be with Neptune being conjunct your descendant. Be sure that we are approaching relationships, partnerships, and interpersonal connections in a realistic standpoint, okay? Then we're going to look at the ruler of the 5th house, which is in the 10th house as well, 6 places from itself. So I would say here, there could be issues, conflicts, or disputes in regards to dating. Perhaps maybe you may not see eye to eye too, but you are naturally going to attract people that are career-oriented, business-oriented. There seems to be that pattern there, okay? But I will say here, you may be healing from past hurt. Be sure that you're expressing yourself, because when you express yourself, this is what's going to determine who's for you and who's not for you, okay? Stand in your power. Don't give in to the projection if people have something to say about the way that you're presenting yourself. It's really going to help you out towards your future endeavors as well, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for you for the most part, all right? Thank you. And that's how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. And those that don't identify for ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, let's see who is next, because I just got a couple. Oh, Allegra Pride, Miami Beach, Florida. Ugh, I want to go to Florida right now. It sounds really good. I could do a vacation. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Of course, anytime. And you know what? Mercury must be out of retrograde because I'm not stumbling over my words today. Look at God, knock on wood, you know? All right, who is next? We have Stephen Holmes from Banbury, UK. How do we send the birth chart info? Let's see here. Just, oh, you already sent your Cash App. You can go to the Instagram icon in my profile and then just send it via DM. Is it out of retrograde? Yes, thank God. It came out of retrograde on the 14th. Right now we're still in the shadow period, but I really don't give into the shadow period. But this last week, look, maybe I may have to reconsider. Okay, let's see here. Yes. Is Stephen here? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Is it Stephen or Stefan? Because, I know some people have the same spelling and it's Stefan, but it is Stephen. Can I ask one more question real quick, though? Absolutely. Yep, that's the way. Oh, okay, the first way. Stephen. Great. Banbury. Like Stephen. Gotcha. Did you see what career I could possibly get into? With 10th house ruler being in the 11th house, as I said, you could be an entrepreneur. It's really beneficial if you are, because you would benefit from doing your own thing. But I would say you would also benefit from being in a managerial position, and I feel like whatever your career is, you're going to fall right into it. Like, you're going to attract it naturally. So there's not much work that you have to do on your part. But when you get the opportunity, that's when the work is going to be put in for you. Could do something with entertainment, fashion. Could also have to do something with being an entrepreneur, probably making your own source of income. You could work in finance as well. You could also be a musician, an artist, a singer, a songwriter as well. So there are many different possibilities with Taurus ruling over your 10th house cusp. Also with Aries MC, this can mean that you can work in entertainment, still an option for you here. But with Mars and Gemini, something that has to do with intellect. You could be a public speaker. You could be in the communication field as well. You could work in media too. But usually with the 11th house influence, it's something that you're doing on your own, something that very few people know how to do. You could be original. You could be the first to do it as well. All right, so let's see here. Stephen. And born on Christmas Eve. Do you get multiple presents for your birthday? Or do you just get the one present and they're just like happy birthday and Merry Christmas all in one? If so, I call scam. I said what I said. Okay, bet that makes sense. Thank you. It's a gift. I had to ask it. I did. Because I had one other person, or actually two other people that had Christmas birthdays. And so I was just like, well, do you get twice the gifts? Or do you, it's a running joke with my friends. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Stephen. Hi, Stephen. All right, Virgo ascendant, let's see what's going on there. Look at those grand trines. Look at that. Protection. Yes, the answer is it depends. It does. It does. It really depends on the economy. I said what I said. All right, let's take a look. Oh, also, look at that Capricorn Aquarius stellium. Look at the party down there. What's your life like? All right, we're going to go down here. We're going to see. All right, we're going to start over here. Do you have any critical degrees? Chiron 13, Libra at a critical degree. Not seeing anything else over here. Let's go over here. Am I seeing any critical degrees? Nah, but your moon's sitting right on top of my Jupiter. Okay, so let's see what else is going back up here. Let's scroll up. All right, Virgo ascendant. In this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on mundane responsibilities, your daily operations, work schedule routine around personal development and physical health. With your first house ruler manifesting in that 5th house, this could also be about expressing yourself, putting yourself out there, shining your light and not dimming it because of other people's projection. You're going to have a lot of ideas that can really contribute to your career, status, legacy, and life's work. Be sure that we're putting action behind those ideas as well. However, sometimes these ideas may stay as a fantasy. You definitely want to get them out and make something of a tangible reality out of these ideas as well. Okay, now let's see what else is going on here. What's in Capricorn? You have the Sun in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay, cool, great. So we're gonna get to those in just a second there, because this 5th house is packed. All right, but moving on to that 1st house there, just be sure to watch out for self-criticism and criticism of others. Sometimes, being the Virgo ascendant, we could be a little too nitpicky. I'm not a Virgo ascendant, but I have a North Node in Virgo. Okay, so I can say, just watch out for the self-criticism from here and there too. Also, be sure to find a balance between having a relationship with yourself and other people too. We're going to get to that Saturn and Pisces in just a second, because the Saturn return is going on right now for you. All right, your 2nd house is in Libra. You got the North Node. You also have Chiron here. Major focus is going to be on establishing your worth and value, as well as building up material security for yourself. You want to be sure that you're finding a balance between giving and receiving, okay? Now, with Chiron in your your second house, this is wounds pertaining to your worth and value. Could have come from other people, definitely could have come from your immediate family as well. This could also indicate karmic relationships here. Perhaps people didn't have your purest intentions at heart, and perhaps when you were just focusing on being yourself or making money for yourself, perhaps establishing your worth and value, people made you feel like you were unworthy, that you were less valued than somebody else. It is really important to ask yourself when enough is enough. This helps you to discern who's for you and who's not for you. It also helps you to further establish that worth and value. And it also helps you to heal yourself, which can potentially help to heal other people too. With the connection to your 10th house, I will say that you can even help the masses to heal too. All right. And this could just be by doing your own thing. You could be the jack of all trades, master of none, and you can even do it better than the master of one. With your north node here, this is a fated event that you're moving towards naturally. Perhaps in a past life, you were used to getting inheritance and people helping you out financially. Perhaps maybe you're used to transformations happening in your life and having a lot of chaos in your life too. Moving towards this life, you're meant to make money on your own. You're really meant to focus on what you would like to do financially or what you would like to do to earn a living for your own personal income as well. With the north node being in Libra, you're moving towards relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. So yes, you're meant to have some help. You're meant to have other people in your life. You're not meant to do it all alone, okay? Moving on, now you have your second house ruler in that 6th house there, so it is 5 places from itself, which means that once you establish your worth and value, this can help you to build up your confidence and to better express yourself as well. Just watch out, as I said, for the self-criticism, because that can definitely come up from time to time. Definitely also watch your health for eating too much sweets, okay? Moving on to that 3rd house, we have Pluto and Scorpio, learning the power within your words. First and foremost, I'm going to say it. Anytime when I see Pluto in the 3rd, Scorpio in the 3rd as well, learning the power within your words. Don't talk so mindlessly. Your communication, you definitely need to be aware of what you're saying, and it's no fault of your own, okay? This is more towards other people because your words have the ability to trigger other people's unhealed wounds, okay? So that you're leaving them with the option to either heal or to project as well, all right? It is really important here that once you realize that your words have an effect on other people, and that can really help other people to project. So don't give into that projection first and foremost. But I also will say, with Pluto being in that 3rd, just be sure that we're not over obsessing over our thoughts, over our communication, or developing your skills as well too. Now that Pluto is in Sagittarius, so it is going to be in the 4th household sign. So I will say here, you could have had a transformative upbringing. You could have had intense situations happening early on, which really caused you to question a lot about your life, question a lot about, well, why is all this happening to me from such an early age? You're a generational curse breaker. You're definitely meant to break those family cycles that have been in your family for some time. All right. It's not going to be an easy path, but everything that's happened is because it's preparing you for your career status, legacy, and life's work. Be sure to not run away from your emotions, but to face them head on, as well as deal with any emotion that is coming up from below the surface. Letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what no longer is in alignment, which helps you to stand into your power. There's ample opportunity for you to do this here, okay? Also, with Jupiter being here, you could come from a large family as well, but with Pluto being in Sagittarius as well as Jupiter, finding a belief system, a meaning of life, a certain philosophy, and expanding on that will not only help you to tap into your natural gifts and talents, but it can help you to stand in your power as long as you don't over-obsess with that as well. My friend said that I've broken my family's toxic cycle, and look at that. It's as I said, it's preparing you for the masses. It's preparing you to really help other people based off of your own experience as well, okay? Now, with your 4th house ruler being in the 4th house, this just means that you need to put some emphasis on processing your feelings and your emotions, as well as focusing on your personal life too. Now, there is nothing in the upper hemisphere pertaining that you spend so much time on the masses or on your career, but just be sure that we're taking enough time to process your feelings and your emotions too. 6 siblings, oh my God, no, couldn't do it. 3 is enough. I have 3. I have a twin, and then I have 2 older brothers. No, that's it for me. But moving on, you have Capricorn in your 5th house. You have a lot going on here. You have Sun, Mars, Mercury, Neptune. You have Uranus as well. Is Venus here too? No, Venus is in Aquarius. Okay, so we have Venus in Aquarius, and we also have Moon in Aquarius too. So we have Neptune, we have Uranus, and then we have Mercury, and then we have Mars, and then we have the Sun here too. So major focus is on building up that confidence, and really having a twin seems cool. Yeah, it is cool. I really like having a best friend as a brother too, but sometimes I'm like, oh, because we have different ascendants. But enough about me, more on to you. Major focus is on building up your confidence and expressing yourself, shining your light, not dimming it because of other people's projection, okay? That's really going to be where you're going to have a lot of energy and drive because of Mars Mars's influence here, definitely watch out for rushing into, you know, the love and romance, if you know what I mean. Okay, definitely watch out for that because Mars can definitely rush into that. So watch out for impulsivity and spontaneity there. But with Mercury here, as I said, you could be a very expressive speaker, could be a public speaker too, okay? Because Mercury has a bit of an influence on your MC here. So if that's something that you like to do within your career status, I could see in life's work, that could be applicable for you. But as I said before, you have a lot of ideas that could pertain to your career status, I could see in life's work. But because you have Neptune's influence here, sometimes the ideas may stay in your head and may stay in fantasy world. You want to bring them out into the tangible reality, okay? With Uranus here, sudden changes could come when you're having fun or when you are focusing on love and romance, when you're going on adventures as well. Sudden changes within your confidence as well. Sometimes it could be high, sometimes it may not be so high as well. So definitely just go with the ebbs and flows of life there, okay? Fifth house ruler could be found in the seventh house. Great for relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. You could definitely meet your partner of choice through dating as well. Just be sure here self-effort is required. It's going to be required some it's going to require some communication on your part. But I feel as though the opportunity is definitely going to work in your favor once you put in the effort, okay? Moving on to your sixth house, you have Venus, you have the moon here as well too. When I said before, definitely watch for sweets because this can be a placement that diabetics can tend to have, okay? High indication of that here. So watch for your intake of sweets. But with Venus in the sixth house, just be sure that we're not being of service to other people or helping out other people to our detriment, all right? With it being in an Aquarius, I will say in a relationship setting, you definitely require somebody who's quite unconventional, or you want somebody who you could be friends with first and then it can turn into something serious later, somebody who is about their work and somebody who's about their personal development journey, being the best version of themselves possible. Also with the moon here, this means that this person can also give you emotional fulfillment. Just be sure, as I said, that you're not overworking yourself to your detriment or being of service to other people to your detriment. Lots of ideas, not a lot of actual real world things made from them. Exactly, that's that Neptune's influence. You definitely want to bring them and make them tangible. Capricorn's all about the reality, okay? Now with your sixth house ruler being in the seventh house, anything that you do within your day-to-day can give you a source of income for yourself. You can even find your natural gifts and talents within your day-to-day as well. Just be sure that we are not focusing on making equating money to your worth and value too, okay? Moving on to that seventh house in Pisces, in a past life, you could have been focused on spiritual development, spiritual liberation, definitely focusing on establishing that connection with your universe and trusting in the unknown. Ooh, hold on, give me 1 second. And we're back. Boop. Okay, there we go. With Saturn and Pisces, this can definitely cause delays in relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. There we go. I'm just going to use the mic or the mouse. Okay. But Saturn and Pisces can definitely cause delay in those areas of life. It can even indicate karmic relationships as well. So definitely just be sure to discern what energy is for you, what's not for you. Do not fall in love with the potential. Do not fall in love with the potential. Somebody may be appearing all nice and all great, but they may not be the best version for you. Get to know somebody before you get into a relationship here. Saturn wants you to master that. But this placement is actually very great for business if you want to start a business here, okay? Is Saturn opposite my ascendant? Yes, it is. It's off by a couple degrees, which means it's conjunct your descendant here too, which means that relationships or partnerships, interpersonal connection, this is getting better over a span of time. But as I said, Saturn wants you to master this area of your life. And this is also another indicator to have a relationship with yourself. That way, when you're in a relationship dynamic, you already have a sense of self, okay? With Saturn also being in Pisces, you're going through your Saturn return this time around. So just be sure that we're making our dreams a tangible reality. This could even mean for you starting your own business. It could come with some challenges and struggle in the beginning, but it does get better over a span of time. With your seventh house ruler being 10 places from itself, another indicator of karmic relationships, but you have the energy to overcome it. But this can also bring longevity to a relationship after your Saturn return. With your eighth house in Aries, nothing major here. Just don't rush through your healing journey. Eighth house ruler could be found in the fifth house, 10 places from itself. You could be dealing with some karmic energy in regards to transformation and your healing journey, but you have the energy to overcome. As I said, just don't rush through your healing journey here. With the influence of Capricorn, it does tend to slow it down a little bit, but with Aries, you never know. Watch for impulsivity and spontaneity in regards to healing too. With your ninth house in Taurus, just be sure that we're not being too dogmatic in our beliefs or too stubborn with our beliefs too, okay? And pertaining to finding your meaning of life, your philosophy, or your belief system. with your 9th house ruler manifesting through that 6th house, it's 10 places from itself. Boy, you have a lot of placements 10 places from itself. You're dealing with some karma in regards to expansion and finding your meaning of life and belief system. You have the energy to overcome it, but that's just the indicator. Don't become too dogmatic in your beliefs. Definitely keep an open mind to other people's perspectives. Other people are definitely going to give you some resources and help you to give you their own perspective to broaden your horizons in this area of life too. With your 10th house in Gemini, you have the MC here, Jack of all trades, master of none, but you can always do it better than the master of one. Just be sure here to put your eggs in multiple baskets. You're not meant to do just one thing because Gemini is all about multiples. Okay, but what can you do for your career? Let's see. With your 10th house ruler being 8 places from itself in Capricorn, you could find yourself in a managerial position, perhaps even doing something in entertainment, speaking to the masses as well. Now, you can do something in entertainment. Well, I did say entertainment, but you can also do something in sports. With Mars's influence here, you could be a leader of some sort. With the sun placement here, you could do something in politics as well. With Uranus, it could be something that's quite original, something that has not been done before, or something that very few people know how to do. It is really important to know that your career is going to be very transformative for you. A lot of ups and downs that can happen. If you're not careful, especially with your ego, this can represent a fall from grace. Okay, so just be sure that we are on our P's and Q's in our career. Other people may talk about you, but it's all good things. I trust. All right, I work in software. Also could be seen through the 5th house here too. I tend to lead software developers. That's more the Uranus energy too. But 5th house is more creativity. Like you can express yourself through software development. Like for instance, if you do coding, which I'm assuming that you do too, that could be seen through the 5th house too. Moving on to your 11th house, you have Cancer. All right, nothing going on here, but this just means that you have a lot of emotional support around you, rather that be through friends, groups, networks, organizations, in the execution of your future endeavors. Now, your 11th house ruler can be found in the 6th house. So this is, let's see, 8 places from itself as well too. So your friends, groups, networks, and organizations could be quite transformative, can help you to step into your power or to become the better version of yourself. Just be sure to let go of what no longer serves you in regards to any ideas that may not have been manifested or any groups, friends, networks that may not be resonating with you anymore. Just be sure to let them go because you are constantly evolving and elevating as well, okay? Moving on. Also, be sure not to over-intellectualize your emotions. You want to feel them through, okay? Last but not least, we have Leo in that 12th house there. That means that you're meant to shine through spiritual development, spiritual liberation, establishing your connection with the universe, and trusting in the unknown, okay? Nothing major going on here, but you must approach this area of your life in spiritual means. What do I mean by that? Which means, where is your 12th house ruler? It is in Capricorn, in that 5th house there. It's 6 places from itself, so being of service to other people, definitely helping other people, or really paying attention to your personal development journey can be something that you need to approach from a spiritual lens. Perhaps maybe just having fun, expressing yourself, not going after having fun in a materialistic sense will definitely help you to fulfill that 12th house there. Because if you do approach 12th house themes from a materialistic sense, it can actually bring damage to not only the 12th house, but wherever that ruler is sitting. So definitely approach your 5th house from a spiritual sense. So having fun based off of a spiritual sense, being fulfilled with having fun, and really doing based off of what you feel is best for you. And not just looking at it from, well, what money can I get from here too? Because that can actually bring damage to your self-esteem, your confidence, as well as having fun and going on adventures as well. But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right, in my first interview, I said I love coding because it's the meeting point of creativity and logic. It is. I definitely resonate with that. I would have hired you if you said that. Isn't the moon 7 places from their Cancer? No, because the Cancer moon is actually in Aquarius. I know it kind of looks like it's in, actually, let me show. I know it looks like the moon is in Capricorn, but the moon is right here, and it is in Aquarius. It's actually right there. But let's see. Now, the moon is not 7 places because, remember, when you're doing derivative astrology, you always want to count the place that you're starting from as 1. So, say, for instance, the 11th house is Cancer. We're always going to count that as 1. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8 places from itself. All right. Of course, Stephen, anytime. Let's see who's next. All right, we have Brianna's up next. Is Brianna here? Did you send your information to Instagram, by the way? Oh, my Siri was on this whole time, and I'm sitting here singing to Siri. All right, let's see here. I sent it on IG. Okay, great. Oh, why is it not loading? Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Wow. Wah, 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 wah. All right, here we go. Is that? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, Brianna is Orlando, Florida. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando at Universal Studios, Florida. I don't have a song, but I know that by heart. Look, I used to be obsessed with Nickelodeon, so I will always say, Figure It Out was recorded in front of a live studio audience at Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Florida. Me and Steven have similar charts. Ooh, let's see here. Does that mean that my 5th house ruler is in the 8th house? Oh, what does it mean? That means that it's 4 places from itself. So your 5th house ruler can actually serve as bliss and fulfillment for you. All right. Let's see. And you may yearn for intimacy, vulnerability going below the surface as well as romance as well too. Especially if it's moon, but you need to definitely let go of any suppressed emotions that rise above the surface. Okay. Let's see here. Also, I was considering moving to Orlando, to the Metro Park area. Is it Metro Park? I think it is. I was looking to move to Metro Park, and I never did, you know, because I don't know about it. Let's see here. Orlando, Florida. And you were born on a date at a time that I am not displaying for the public at this specific time. All right, let's all say hello to Brianna. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Brianna. All right, you said my Saturn return is coming up. It's not exact yet. Is there anything I should know or be aware of? Well, we're going to take a look at that right now. Come on, spit and image charts. Let's see down here. Do you have any critical degrees before I get into it? Chiron 13 Libra, retrograde. Ooh, self-inflicted wounds. We're going to have to talk about that. Critical degree. Ascendant 17 Virgo, critical degree as well. All right. Ooh, and Neptune 26 Capricorn trying to sneak up on me there. All right, moving on over here. Sun 4 Pisces, critical degree. Moon 9 Taurus, critical degree as well. And that's pretty much it. So you have a few critical degrees that you need to pay attention to, all right? I didn't think I explained critical degrees. Critical degrees are degrees of significant importance. So if you have critical degrees, Brianna, in your case, you have about a few. You need to pay attention to the house and the sign that they're in, okay? So remember, Neptune is a critical degree. Your Chiron's a critical degree, but it's also self-inflicted wounds because you got that in retrograde. And then you have Ascendant at 17 degrees Virgo as well. Your Sun's at a critical degree, 4 Pisces, Moon 9 Taurus is critical degree as well. All right, so pay attention to the sign and the house that they're in. All right, this can bring fated events. This can definitely help you to evolve on your journey moving forward. All right, so let's see here. So you said Saturn return, so let's start with that. Is there anything that I should know or be aware of? Well, first and foremost, with your Saturn return, it can bring in a relationship for you, a relationship, partnership, interpersonal connection. It can also help you to start your own business if you haven't already done so. If you're deciding that you would like to start a business or really start on that field for you. In regards to relationships, as I said with Steven, don't fall in love with the potential. Anytime when I see Pisces in the 7th house, there's a tendency to kind of like get to or fall in love with somebody. It's like love at first sight energy. That may not work for you, especially with Saturn here, because Saturn tends to Saturn wants you to master relationships here. And so with Mars, there can be that tendency of like, wow, I really like this person. You know, we really clicked right away. But then things just start falling off as time progresses on. It's because you didn't get to know the person before you got into a connection with them. Okay. So major focus is also on having a relationship with yourself before having a relationship with other people too. Okay. So that's going to be the balance point for your Saturn return, but also making your dreams a tangible reality. What do I mean by your dreams? Let's take a look at the ruler of Pisces. Okay, that is 11 places from itself. Ooh, a lot of gains and rewards, okay? You have a lot of ideas. You need to execute them and become confident within them as well. With Jupiter being in Capricorn, I know you're very focused on your career status, legacy, and life's work. I don't have to tell you that, all right? I also have Jupiter and Capricorn in my sidereal chart. But it is really important, too, to have fun while you're focusing on your career and bringing things into fruition as well. That's what's going to bring the gains and rewards here, too. Perhaps you have a false imagination of what it's like to have fun. Or you may think about having fun and you may fantasize about having fun going on adventure, but you may not know where to start. Child, me too. Because right now, let me tell you, it doesn't seem like anything's fun right now. But I will say this. Just be sure that you are at least taking yourself out or going other places, rather that may be, you know, wherever you would like to go. In regards to dating, you know, putting yourself out there with dating as well. You may fantasize about going on dates. You may want the love and the romance as well, but you need to take yourself out. You need to actually put yourself out there for that to happen. A lot of opportunity is waiting for you for that to happen as well too. It's going to contribute to your emotional fulfillment too, okay? Because I can tell you, in regards to the connection that you like, your desired partner, you may be somebody who's well established in their career or somebody who may be focused on their career status, legacy, and life's work as well. But I could tell you that this person is going to contribute to your emotional well-being and your emotional fulfillment as well. They even may share the same similar belief systems to you as well, or may share a similar meaning of life, you know? Let's see here. Yes, I definitely hide from dating. Oh, you and me both. You and me both. I said what I said. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. But yes, as I said, no rushing in or out of relationships. No rushing through business contracts as well. Also, I meant to say with you and Steven both, be sure that we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's and reading all of our contracts, okay? With Pisces in the 7th house, there can be the tendency to sign contracts that say in perpetuity, but we didn't read that part, okay? So be sure that we are reading all of our contracts that we're not trapped into anything, okay? Also, developing yourself spiritually can definitely attract you to right relationships here too. Saturn tends to do very well in Pisces, does better in the 12th house since it's in planetary joy. But I will say with Saturn and Pisces, to make your dreams a tangible reality, you just got to put yourself out there. But don't be afraid to beat your own drum at some times as well too, okay? But with Jupiter and Capricorn, I will talk about this because sometimes with Jupiter and Cap, they may not find the right partner for them because it's like you want somebody who's going to align with your career goals too, because you're going to do whatever you need to do within your career. Like you put your career first, dating second. But you need to be able to put yourself out there with dating because you never know who you're going to meet. This person, for you, effortlessly, it could happen effortlessly that they're going to match your energy and it's really going to contribute to your emotional fulfillment, as I said. All right? But let's get to the rest of your reading here. In this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on mundane responsibilities, your daily operations, work schedule, routine around personal development and physical health. Your chart rulers in the 6th house here of all the themes I just said. Just watch out for, first and foremost, self-criticism or criticism of others. But with Mercury being in Aquarius, you definitely like to be of service to other people, perhaps in very unconventional ways, but definitely listen to your ideas, okay? Write down your ideas that come across your day-to-day as well. They can help you to execute any future endeavors for yourself, all right? And if you're starting a business, it'll be beneficial for that as well. Now, with Mercury square your moon, sometimes your day-to-day may not be in alignment with your emotional fulfillment or your belief system as well. So definitely find something within your day-to-day that resonates with you emotionally, but also helps you to find your own personal meaning of life, okay? The readings are not free, unfortunately, but are you in your Saturn? Everybody's in the Saturn return right now in Pisces. Mine has not come up yet. Mine is in Aries. All right, let's move it on. So with North Node and Chiron in Libra too, with it being opposed Venus here, first and foremost, we cannot be intimate and vulnerable with everybody here, okay? But this can also indicate this can indicate an inheritance. Just as long as we're not rushing to spend it all, this can actually help you to establish your worth and value as well. Now, with the North Node being opposing your Venus placement, it's actually conjunct your South Node. You need to move away from being too materialistic or spending so much time focusing on money or getting material resources from other people, okay? Because this can actually hold you back evolution-wise. You really need to move towards making your own money, but finding the balance between giving and receiving. Also, not equating your money to your worth and value too. Definitely going to be summed up with this, okay? Finding the balance between the two. All right, with Chiron here, there are wounds around your worth and value. Just be sure. This could have come from other people, could have come from your immediate family too. Now, with Venus being in your 8th house, this also could have come from transformative experiences. First and foremost, be sure that you're prioritizing your healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life as well, okay? That is my biggest struggle. Venus opposition North Node. It's low-key giving up on love. No, don't give up on love. Because basically, I know in love, you definitely want that deep connection. You want something that's intimate and vulnerable as well. You want to have that connection despite what's going on in the relationship, whatever transformation is happening. You want that. Don't give up on it, okay? But you do need to find a balance with your own worth and value, okay? Finding your own worth and value and definitely doing for yourself before getting in a relationship. Because in the past, there could have been a dependency on others financially. There also could have been a dependence on other people for love. So it's really just showing yourself that love and affection first before you get in a relationship. That's it. That's it. And finding the balance between the two. That's the whole thing about the 2nd house, or part of it at least. With your 2nd house really being in the 8th house, it's the natural desire to stand in your power and to really let go of what no longer serves you and to evolve as a person as well too. Just as long as you're not rushing through it with Aries here, okay? But moving on to the 3rd house here. Scorpio in the third house, learning the power within your words, as I said with Stephen as well. You don't have anything major in that third house, though. I know you have Pluto here in Placidus, but in the whole sign, you don't have anything major here. Chart ruler, I know we look at modern Pluto, but I'm going to look at the traditional as well. That's in Pisces in your sixth house, 5 places from itself. So I will say here, just be sure that when you learn the power within your words, or when you're developing your skills, it can actually help you to build up your confidence for yourself. The universe wants you to express that as well. Also, developing some type of relationship with the universe can help you to better understand what's going on in your thoughts and your mindset as well. It can also help you to better communicate to help other people too on the deepest levels. I've been working on financial independence and self-worth and love and healing. Oh, I love to hear that. Love to hear that. All right, moving on to your 4th house in Sagittarius. You could also be a generational curse breaker with Pluto being there as well. Could have had a transformative upbringing, intense situations happening early on. Now, I want to say with Pluto in Sag, it's really important to find a belief system, a meaning of life, a certain philosophy that really helps you to expand. That's what helps you to stand in your power as long as you don't over-obsess with that, okay? But with Pluto in the 4th, be sure to pay attention to any emotions that come up from below the surface and face them head on. Definitely letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what no longer is in alignment, which in turn puts you in alignment with your dharmic path, okay? Now, you do have a grand trine here. It's in the air signs and it is in the 2nd house here. Usually when you have a grand trine in the 1, 5, 9 or in the fire signs here too, this can actually indicate that you're in alignment with your dharmic path, okay? But make sure that you are prioritizing your healing journey, processing your feelings and your emotions. That's what helps you to stand in your power, not running away from them as well, okay? With your 4th house ruler being in the 5th house, it's actually great for accumulating some wealth. But once you process your feelings and your emotions, that can also help you to step into your confidence, okay? Also with Capricorn, anything that helps you to process your feelings and your emotions, you can actually utilize that within your career as well, which can give you emotional fulfillment as well. All right, moving on to your 5th house, we have Jupiter here. We also have Neptune. Jupiter being in the 5th house is actually a very great position to be in, okay? Because Jupiter is 9th from the 9th. And that means that you did something great in a past life, because the 5th house represents past life deeds coming into this lifetime. With Jupiter in the 5th, I recommend you play the lottery. Hey, you never know, you could win. Look at God, okay? But with Jupiter in Capricorn, as I said before, very disciplined person here, okay? Definitely focus on career status, legacy, and life's work, but confidence is needed in order for you to really achieve your emotional fulfillment here too, okay? Effortless trine to the 9th house, finding a belief system, a meaning of life, a certain philosophy can also contribute to your confidence too. Now, with Neptune here, there could be some delusion and illusion around having fun, going out. You may fantasize about it dating-wise, as I said before. Make sure you're putting yourself out there in the realistic sense. Yes, you better go get that lottery ticket. I see you, I see you. Also, what was I going to say? Watch out for escapism, addictive tendencies as well. That can definitely come up with Neptune, okay, in the 5th house. With your 5th house ruler being in the 7th house, as I said, when you put yourself out there, you may meet your partner from dating and putting yourself out there, or just having fun, okay? This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to put yourself out there on dates. You could just be having fun, going on. You can meet them at a concert or just doing whatever recreational activity that you do, okay? There's effortless opportunity for this to happen as well. With your 6th house being in Aquarius, we have Uranus and we have Mercury here too. We already described Mercury, so I'm not going to go that much into it. But with Uranus is not going to let you get comfortable in your day-to-day. It's always going to shake something up once you get comfortable, because it wants you to focus on how you could be of service to other people in a very innovative way. So pay attention to your ideas in your day-to-day that can help you to execute any future endeavors that you may have for yourself. With your 6th house ruler being in the 7th house, this can actually contribute to being another source of income for yourself. It can even help you to find some natural gifts and talents within you. This can be found also through relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. All right, moving on to that 7th house, we already went over Saturn and Pisces. Not going to go too much into that, but with your sun here, major focus is going to be on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. When it's conjunct Mars, just be sure, as I said early on, that we're not rushing in or out of relationships as well, or through business dealings well too. Be sure to pay attention to your contracts, read your contracts all the way through. Make sure that they don't say in perpetuity. That's right. Make sure that they don't say in perpetuity, because that can actually lock you into a contract forever, okay? And with Pisces here, that can really lead to some psychological undoings. With Saturn and Pisces, this is actually meaning that something early on happened in life to where you had an undoing, to where the kind of like everything was kind of together, but it was like this false self. And then it was like as if your life kind of fell apart and you were left to pick up the pieces. With Saturn and Pisces here, this could happen during your Saturn return, but if in the case that you are paying attention to astrology prior to your Saturn return, this could have happened prior then too. But with Saturn in the 7th house, as I said, it's actually a very beneficial placement to have in terms of business, because you can really pick up the pieces. It can really help out the masses on a really big scale here. It's so frustrating. I always want routine and regulation, but Uranus is like, no. Uranus is in my 8th house. When I tell you, like, when I get comfortable and then the transformation starts happening, I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. But with Uranus in the 6th house, pay attention to the ideas that come through that, because that can actually help you to manifest any future endeavors, and it can really contribute to your wealth. I said what I said. All right, moving on. Pisces, your 7th house ruler's in the 5th house. 11 places from itself. A lot of gains and rewards can come from the relationship here. Your spouse can really help you out to manifest any future endeavors as well. Also, really not being afraid to beat to your own drum here, but you're going to attract people that are going to help you to manifest your future endeavors, if in the case that you want to start that business with Saturn. My life fell apart before Saturn returned. I'm picking it up now. Yep, that's Saturn and Pisces. All right. I also have Saturn and Pisces in sidereal, and when I tell you it was the reckless era, if I were to put that out as an ebook, oh my God, I mean, I did, but like, anyway, moving on. Okay, Aries, 8th house. Just be sure not to rush through your transformation and your healing journey as well with Venus here. Also, be sure that other people will definitely admire the transformation that you went through. But remember, this is also being sure that we're not rushing to spend any inheritance that we may get, because this is really a focus here too. But in regards to love, you're definitely going to attract that relationship that gives you that depth, that intimacy, and the vulnerability as well. Not the reckless era. Yes, the reckless era. Oh my God. Oh my, those 7 years. Oh God. I'll tell you after. Anyway, with Venus and Aries, you also may want a partner who has a sense of independence, somebody who's going after the things that they want within their life. But watch out for the impulsivity and the spontaneity too, okay? It probably was received. I'll verify it in just a second, okay? With your 8th house ruler being 12 places from itself, definitely watch out. Some of the transformation that you went through early on was quite karmic, okay? You could have went through some transformation in regards to your life falling apart. I know that was Saturn and Pisces, but with the 8th being in the 12th house here, or 12 places from itself in Pisces, that definitely could have been an influence here to transform you for the better, okay? But definitely finding some sort of connection with the universe, trusting in the unknown, that can definitely help you within your transformation here too. Moving on to 9th house in Taurus, you do have Moon in Taurus here. Emotional fulfillment could be found through finding a philosophy, a belief system, a meaning of life, and expanding on those themes as well. As I said before, just be sure that we're not too dogmatic within our beliefs, becoming more open-minded to other people's perspectives as well. Other people will definitely help you out here, so just be sure to keep that open or take on those other opportunities as well. You need to nurture this area of your life here too, okay? We can't have it to be too predictable, all right? But there's some effortless opportunity in regards to building up your confidence. It is 9 places from itself, so that means that this can help you when you're having fun. That can actually help you to find the meaning of life as well. If you're putting yourself out there on dates too, I said what I said. With your 9th house ruler being 12 places from itself as well, perhaps tying spirituality within your belief system may benefit you here too, but also not rushing to find a belief system or philosophy can also really help you to figure things out as well. Moving on to your Gemini in MC in your 10th house, could be jack of all trades, master of none, but you can always do it better than the master of one. You're going to put your intellect to the test in regards to your career. So putting your eggs in multiple baskets, doing multiple things. You're not meant to do just one thing here with Gemini. Gemini does things in multiples. With your MC being in Gemini, that 10th house ruler is going to be 9 places from itself. It is definitely a means of expansion here. This can actually also help you to find a meaning of life, a certain belief system as well. Now, I will say with your career, just watch out for naivete, okay? Because your career could be something that not many people know how to do. You could be the first. It's going to be something that's quite original and something that's unconventional as well. So as I said when I was talking about the 6th house, pay attention to those ideas that you get within your day-to-day. Can really help you out tenfold here. Moving on to that 11th house in Cancer, a lot of emotional fulfillment around you. Could be friends, groups, networks, and organizations. They're all going to help you to execute your future endeavors. With your 11th house ruler being 11 places from itself, we have a pavam, what we call in Vedic astrology here. It's 11th from the 11th house, which means that when you're executing your future endeavors, when you're definitely focusing on your friends, groups, networks, and organizations, this can be a means of expansion for you. Anything that you execute for your future can definitely blow up big, can go international. Also, this means that beating to your own drum can definitely help you out here tenfold to find the meaning of life as well too. All right? Any belief system that you have, any philosophy that you may find or meaning of life that you resonate with, make sure it resonates with you emotionally. Otherwise, it gets the chop. All right? Last but not least, we have your 12th house ruler ruler, Leo. All right. So first and foremost, nothing major going on here. Just be sure that you are shining or building up confidence within your spiritual development journey, establishing that connection with the universe as well. With your 12th house ruler being 8 places from itself, sometimes spirituality can be a little bit transformative for you. May not be so easy all the time here. This can actually lead to some sort of healing that needs to be done. Prioritize your healing journey in regards to your spiritual journey. Now, in regards to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts, you need to approach business from a spiritual perspective. If you approach business from a materialistic perspective, it will bring damage to your relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. And we don't want that now, would we? So be sure here that we are understanding our spiritual beliefs and approaching this area of our life in a spiritual manner. That's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. And that's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you, tell your friends. All right. Okay, let me verify to see who sent a reading. Of course, anytime. Okay, so let's see here. It's just loading. It's loading. Okay, I have Kat and I have Anastasia. And so Anastasia, yes, I got yours. And then I got Kat as well. I sent the info on Venmo and IG because I wasn't sure that was easier. Well, if you sent it on Venmo, that's actually great because I get it right on Venmo too, you know, which I think that's really good. That's why I prefer Venmo. I mean, Cash App and PayPal, I get it right there, but Venmo like just puts it right in the thing. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer Venmo payments, but like if you send it whatever, because most people, I know like most people that I do readings for, they tend to have just Cash App or PayPal. But if you have Venmo, I love getting Venmos because they just posts it right there. All right, so what was I saying? I did say I was gonna say, oh yeah, my reckless arrow. Oh yeah, with Saturn and Pisces. When I tell you like, it really started when my parents got divorced because like that, well, it was that and then my own trials and tribulations too, you know, that's literally when everything just like, you know, but it's now picking up the pieces from that reckless arrowness. My planets fall. Do your planets fall? Are they falling from the sky? The sky is falling. Are your planets fall? What do you mean your planets fall? I need more specifics. Oh, wait a second. My rising sign is in my 12th house. No, it's not. So your rising sign will always start the first house. It will never be in that 12th house there. So when I turn my whole chart to whole sign, that is incorrect. Or where my planets fall. No. So your rising sign, it will always be your first house. Even if it's in whole sign or Placidus, whatever your rising sign is, that will always be your first house cusp. Always, always, always. All right. So we're on to Kat. Kat, how are you doing? Do you like cats? How do I get a reading? Well, all you have to do is send $15 to Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, include your birth time, date, and location, and we add you to the queue. That's it. All right, Kat is up next. Do you like cats? Do you actually like dogs? Do you like fishes? Do you take your fish for a walk? Yes, you do like cats. Okay, do you take your cat for a walk? Do you take your fish for a walk? Do you walk yourself? I don't know. You know, who knows? Okay, so in Placidus, my moon is in the 9th house, but in whole sign, it's in 10th. Which one is it? No, so it's actually going to be both. So if your moon is in Placidus 9th house, you're going to take those 9th house themes and apply it to the 10th house. So this means that you can actually expand within your career status, legacy, life's work. You can find your belief systems or your meaning of life through your career status, legacy, and life's work as well. Let's see. I used to walk my cat. Oh, did you? You know, I've seen people walk their cat more so often now. You know, I don't think it's a weird thing. My BF's North Node is in Sagittarius, which is my rising. Can you explain what that means? You guys could be destined for each other, who knows? You know, but when the North Node is conjunct the Ascendant, or like in Synastry, this could mean that there's something that you guys are learning from each other, like that your boyfriend is learning from you, you know, to evolve, and that he's moving towards as well, too. Perhaps there's a belief system that you may have, or there's a way of living that you are just exuding that he is learning from as well. Yay, because I love my 10th house stellium. I know that's right. I just added the missing info to the payment. Okay. Oh, yeah, no. Anastasia, you're next, so you're all good. And that's also what I like about Venmo. Like, for instance, if you forget your payment info, you don't have to go through Instagram and go all the 9 yards. You could just send it right in Venmo. It's simple and affordable. Well, it's free. But it is simple. And 11. All right, here we go. We got a Scorpio here. Let's all say hello to Kat. Hi, Kat. Hi, Kat. Am I on every day? Absolutely not. I used to be on every day. I used to do this every single day, but I'm not. No, not anymore. Nah, not. Let's see. Okay, Leo ascendant. You actually may have an ascendant conjunct. Yep, yes, you do. We're going to get to that in just a second, too. Excuse me, guys. I just ate breakfast. Okay, and I didn't want you to hear the burp, but I was like, it was coming out one way or another. All right, so let's see if you have any critical degrees. We have Chiron 9 Leo critical degree, Ascendant 29 Leo critical degree, but it's a special critical degree because it is conjunct a fixed star of success. It is conjunct that Regulus star. So when you have an ascendant on the Regulus degree, this can actually bring in a lot of attention. This can bring in success for you. Also can bring in a lot of recognition. You don't necessarily have to do much, but watch out for over-egotism or watch out for overconfidence because that can represent the fall from grace, and it's very hard to get that recognition and the attention again, okay? So with the Ascendant 29 Leo, just be sure to really focus on yourself, identity, independence, but not too much, finding the balance, okay? Let's move on over here. Do we have any critical degrees? Oh, wow. Moon 1212 Capricorn could be confirmation for you. Divine completion is what we like to say it here. I saw a post yesterday that said 1212 represents love, and I'm like, if that's the case, I see 1212 all the time, and I'm like, I don't know about that, fam. But 1212 is divine completion for you. All right, so let's see what else. It's not a critical degree, by the way. But let's see what else is going on here. I'm not seeing anything else. All right, so you have a couple critical degrees, nothing bad, nothing major. Let's see up here. I actually may close readings, close readings for anybody else that wants to get readings in a little bit. So please hold, bear with. All right, so in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on building up your confidence, expressing yourself, shining your light, not dimming it because of other people's projection. With Chiron here, perhaps maybe you, actually, let me see, is Chiron retrograde? No. So other people definitely tried to dim your light, which could have hindered your confidence because you wanted to express yourself in the way that you wanted to express yourself. You just wanted to be yourself. And other people have really just projected onto you because you are being yourself. When you learn how to be yourself despite what other people are saying and you just have fun and have adventures, free willingly, that's going to help you to not only heal yourself, but to heal others as well. And when you take action towards your life's direction and really do your own thing, that'll also help you to heal yourself, which can potentially help you to heal others as well. With your first house ruler and your chart ruler being in that fourth house here, major focus is going to be on home, family, processing your feelings and your emotions, your personal life, as well as listening to your intuition, channeling your authenticity, as well as really asking yourself, who are you truly? Who are you to your core as well? You see how her Leo rising looks like it's in the 12th? That's because it's at 29 degrees. It's at a late degree. But 29 degrees still signifies that she is the Leo ascendant. All right? Because in whole sign, everything changes to the first. Now, in Placidus, she'll definitely have a Chiron in the 12th house, which can signify there could be wounds around trusting in the unknown, wounds around spiritual development, or perhaps wounds around connecting with the universe as well. This can even be wounds around wounds in Leo, that will still stick. But as I said, those wounds pertaining to spiritual development, establishing the connection to the universe, as well as trusting the unknown too. But yeah, the chart is correct. It's just in Placidus, but I'm reading whole sign. Sneaking in as a Leo ascendant at the last moment. We see you. Now, with that Sun in Scorpio here, major focus is also going to be on your transformation and your healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, as well as making peace with your past. It's really going to be important here because you are a generational curse breaker. Very transformative upbringing from early on, okay? A lot of tension and inner conflict within the home as well, too. But I will say it all gets better because, as I said, you're breaking some generational curses here. So it's not going to be an easy path for you, but it's really important to heal from any emotions that are coming up from below the surface, letting go of what no longer serves you, or letting go of what no longer is in alignment. It's all preparing you for your career, status, legacy, and life's work, okay? With your second house being in Virgo, just watch for frivolous spending. With Jupiter being in the second house too, definitely watch for being overly critical to other people or even to yourself as well. But you do yearn to be of service to other people. It could be a natural gift and talent for you. You can also be a really good singer or like a musician of some sort, because usually when Jupiter's in the second house, you have a really good voice. Venus in the third is also another indicator for you too. I feel like that healing journey and breaking generational curses was a story of my 20s. Yeah, it usually tends to be. You know, it's healing from all this other stuff and letting go of that past version of yourself. Very scorpionic. But with Jupiter and Virgo here, you also have really gifts around personal development and really being the best version of yourself possible. This can actually help you to establish your worth and value, and there's effortless opportunity pointing to your day-to-day and being of service to other people in that department too. Now, I will say with Jupiter and Virgo, as I said, pay attention to your health. Sometimes the universe can expand on things that we may just ignore, so just watch out for that as well. With your second house ruler being in the fifth house, okay? This can actually bring you bliss and fulfillment once you take some time for you, so take some time for self-care as well. But also, that can also help you to build, did I say build up some confidence? Yeah. But also when you're having fun, this can also bring in some money for you. It can also be a means of helping you to further establish that worth and value too, okay? Now, I will say with Mercury and Sagittarius, you are meant to share your story, your wisdom, your experience with other people, but watch for the lecture Larry energy, all right? Not everybody wants the preachy teachy energy though, so watch out for that, all right? But become confident in what you say, become confident in the things that you speak, okay? Because with it being in the fifth household sign, that's really what it's meant to be. You could be a public speaker, definitely could help you to heal as well, okay? With your third house being in Libra, people like to hear what you have to say with Venus being here. Third house ruler in the third house, a lot of self-effort is going to be required for you if in the case that you'd like to start a business or a business contract, but a lot of relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection can definitely be seen here. It can develop through small talk as well, but don't be afraid to share your opinions or your thoughts with other people as well, okay? Moving on to that fourth house, we have Mars, Sun, and Pluto. Now, I already did talk about the fourth house a little bit, so I'm not going to go too much into detail, but you have the fourth house ruler in the fourth house, both of them actually, which means that you do need to prioritize your healing journey as well as prioritize your personal life, finding a balance between your public life as well. Moving on, we do have fifth house in Sagittarius. As I said with that Mercury, just be sure to share your story, your wisdom, and your experience with other people. Other people may confide into you with life advice, or they may come to you asking for help because you just appear to be wise and intelligent. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, and don't be afraid to share your story. But as I said, watch out for the luxury energy, you know, because some people are just coming just for the advice, all right? But with Sagittarius here, finding a belief system, a meaning of life, a certain philosophy can help you to build up your confidence as well, okay? And you actually have a natural gift to back up all the information that you share with other people with your experience. And that can also contribute to helping you to heal as well too. Lecture Larry, I am a high school teacher and counselor, so that this all resonates. Oh, interesting. What do you teach? Let me know. Let me know. Do you teach social studies? That's just my guess. Okay, so sixth house in Capricorn. Oh, you got quite the party there. We have Uranus, Moon, North Node, and Neptune, all in Capricorn. First and foremost, your day-to-day may seem a little bit of, you know, it may seem a little bit confusing sometimes. Wow, that was just a guess. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, because the only reason why I was like, okay, Mercury and Sag, I'm thinking social studies. Wow, that's crazy. And humanities too. I love humanities. Okay, anyway, getting back. Be sure that we're not taking on anybody else's energy in our day-to-day. As a counselor, you do tend to do that, okay? So be sure to set up some energetic boundaries. That way people are not taking advantage of your energy or draining your energy as well, okay? North Node here, be sure to prioritize your mundane responsibilities as well as your daily operations. Also focusing on your personal development journey too. Juxtapose your spiritual development journey here too, okay? Now, it is in fifth households Placidus, so I will say building up your confidence and expressing yourself is also things that you're moving towards as well. It's also going to be a means of emotional fulfillment, but I will say with it being in the sixth house, you can find emotional fulfillment through helping other people and being of service to other people too. Uranus may not make your day-to-day comfortable though, so I will say pay attention to any ideas that you may come about, because that can actually help you to manifest any future endeavors for yourself moving forward in life. With your sixth house ruler being in the seventh house, whatever you do within your day-to-day can definitely be a means of income for you. With your Saturn being in Aquarius at 1 degree, okay, just making sure that it was in that seventh house there. All right. Also, with, let's see, did I miss anything? Oh, yes. You can definitely be of service to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connections as well. Just be sure here that when we get to relationships, because it's actually going to transition into that in a relationship that you are being friends with them first, because Saturn definitely wants you to master relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection. With Aquarius ruling over your seventh household sign, this means that you would benefit from having a friendship first, but also you may yearn to be be understood in a relationship. You may yearn to be understood in a business setting as well. Be sure to understand yourself first, okay? Saturn definitely wants you to master that. That's also what's going to help you to heal here too, with that opposing your first house and the whole sign. Now, with Aquarius in a past life, you definitely could have been focused on friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. In this lifetime, it's mostly going to pertain to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. With Saturn here, oh my God, I need to shut off that, auto shut off. But with Saturn being in Aquarius, Saturn is definitely going to delay relationships. Now, you've already been through your Saturn return, so it may not delay it as much anymore. This can actually be an indicator of long-term relationships or long-term connection for you at this point too. All right, moving on to the 8th house in Pisces, nothing major here. Just be sure not to escape your healing journey or your transformation. With your 8th house ruler being in the 7 places from itself in your 2nd house, it is really important to have a desire to establish your worth and value and to really do for yourself, okay? And that could bring in resources or helping from other people as well too. Also, in regards to that deep connection or to form some intimacy and vulnerability, definitely establishing a connection with the universe can help with that. Moving on to your 9th house in Aries, just be sure not to rush into finding a meaning of life, a belief system, or a certain philosophy. Nothing major else going on here, but that can actually lead to accidents and years of undoing. We wouldn't want that to happen, okay? 9th house ruler could be found 8 places from itself in Scorpio, so this could be quite transformative for you when you find a belief system or maybe a transformation or something catastrophic could have happened early on. It could have been something that was quite chaotic or traumatic that could have helped you to find your own personal meaning of life or philosophy in life too. Now, as I said, just be sure here to really let go of what no longer serves you, to really reap the rewards of that 9th house, to step into your power, okay? With your 10th house in Taurus, you could have other people giving you resources and helping you to grow your career status, legacy, and life's work. Just be sure to take that on if it is being offered to you. But remember, not every offer is right for you. But I will say here, patience is going to be required in your career. Why? Because Taurus is like watching paint dry. I said what I said. All right. With your 10th house ruler being in Libra, it is 6 places from itself. So this means that your career, status, legacy, and life's work can be or surrounded around being of service to other people. As you said, you're a teacher and a counselor, so that makes sense. It pans out. But it can also mean that you're helping other people on their personal development journey too. Just be sure to find the balance between giving and receiving, okay? Now, also be sure to find that balance, as I said earlier, with your personal life and your public life too. With your 11th house in Gemini, you have a lot of ideas, okay? Could be the jack of all trades there, master of none. Be sure to really write down those ideas and execute them because they can really, make the world a better place here. Nothing major going on in here, though. I will say that the 11th house ruler is seeing 7 places from itself, so confidence will be needed to execute those future endeavors there, too, okay? Also, backing up your endeavors with your experience can also help tenfold. It can even help to expand, okay? Last but not least, before I let you go, you have a 12th house in Cancer. Now, 12th house in Cancer, nothing major going on here. You may find emotional fulfillment through your spiritual development journey, of course, because you have your South Node there too, but just be sure here that we're setting up some energetic boundaries, another indicator of that too. Now, I will say with your 12th house ruler being 7 places from itself, as I said, spiritual development journey, be sure to apply that within your day-to-day, but also approach your daily responsibilities from a spiritual perspective, from a spiritual lens. If you approach it from a materialistic lens, it may bring damage to that house. You may not be able to be of service to other people to your full potential, okay? So just pay attention to that. That's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Okay, let's see who's next. Readings are now closed, ladies and gentlemen, and those that do not resonate with ladies and gentlemen, readings are closed. Of course, I still have the people that I just did, or I still have the people that have donated. So I have Anastasia. Is Anastasia here? Just making sure that everything... Okay, yep. So, let's see. Of course. I think Anastasia is my last one. Yep, Anastasia is here. All right, let's see here. I don't have a song for the Ukraine, unfortunately, so I can't sing for you today. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Anastasia. Oh wait, that was a movie from I think Disney, right? Did Disney put out Anastasia? I know it was Disney because I remember watching it in like the 3rd grade. Let's see here. Oh no, that was Fantasia, not Anastasia. No, Anastasia's a Disney movie. Like, am I confusion? Yeah, there was. That's what I thought. Yeah, really good movie. Right. You know, because I was just like, I knew that there was like Anastasia, Fantasia, all the Asias. You know, they're in that movie about the Lost Princess. Right. Let's see. Oh, wow, your birthday is very close to mine, by the way. All right, let's get to it. Soundtrack fire. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Anastasia. Hi, Anastasia. Ooh, Aquarius ascendant. Come on, Saturn sitting right on that ascendant, taking a poop. All right, let's see here. Do you have any critical degrees? North Node 4 Sagittarius, critical degree. That's it. Let's see over here. And then we have, very spiritually protected. Come on, 5, 55. Could also be a confirmation for you that you're on the right path. But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for critical degrees. Okay. Let's see up here. All right, let's get to it. So we have an Aquarius ascendant here. So in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. Perhaps you can make the world a better place by listening to your ideas. They can be quite progressive and innovative as well. With Saturn sitting here, any action that you take towards your life's direction or towards your ideas, you need consistency behind it. This is going to pertain to career status, legacy, and life's work, and also your philosophy, finding the meaning of life, a certain belief system as well too. Okay, now first house ruler is sitting within the first house, so this means that there's extra focus on yourself, identity, independence, taking action towards your life's direction, and giving back to yourself through self-nourishment as well. Oh, you have all the planets above the horizon, don't you? Nothing going on down here. Sad. I'm just gonna know it's not. All right, OMG, I had a palm reading and they said the same thing. Protection by someone. Look, I'm telling you. All right, with your second house in Pisces, nothing major going on here. Just be sure not to escape any financial issues here. Also, be sure to really go after your finances in a realistic sense, because sometimes we may just manifest and go with the flow here, which, you know, it could be fine to some degree, but you also need to put in the realism here too. Okay, with your second house ruler being found, let's see, 8 places from itself, you can actually inherit money here too. So you can actually get resources from other people, but make sure that you're also doing for yourself as well too. This area of life could be quite transformative. You could come into debt. All right, so pay attention to that as well too. All right. Look at the houses, OMG. It looks so hard to read. It's actually quite easy to read for me, you know? You just have an interception, which means that you have a duplication. Cancer, Capricorn, best placements to have duplication, in my opinion. All right, moving on to Aries. We have Aries' third house, could be a very direct and passionate speaker, but just be sure not to rush through your communication or developing your skills as well. Watch out for the racing thoughts that can definitely pop up from time to time as well. With your third house ruler being 8 places from itself in Scorpio in your 10th house, your career, status, legacy, and life's work could be quite transformative. If in the case that you're putting self-efforts moving forward, but developing your communication within your career can definitely get better over a span of time. It can actually help you to step into your power here too. Just be sure to watch out for becoming too dictatorial or too controlling or too dominant within your career, status, legacy, and life's work as well. All right. Also watch out for impulsivity and spontaneity, okay, too, because that's definitely can take place, and this is going to take place in front of the masses. So just be sure to watch out for that, okay? I struggle with that kind of balance. I know, I get it, me too. I got Saturn in Aries. You know, you're not alone there. So moving on to your 4th house in Taurus. Now, 4th house in Taurus is actually a very great placement. Nothing major going on here too. This could mean that you like to be at home, that you could be a homebody as well. Just be sure not to be too overindulgent at home though, okay? Because that could be the tendency here. With your 4th house in Taurus expressing itself through that Libra Venus, it's 6 places from itself, so you may like to be of service to your family. You definitely may like to help out your family as well too. You even may find a belief system or a philosophy, a meaning of life through your home as well, okay? Just be sure to keep an open mind, maybe from your family or people that are within your environment as well too. Mike, not the tongue. Moving on, we have Gemini in the 5th house. Ooh, you definitely like to have some type of stimulation in your life because it definitely gives you fun. But you could become very bored easily, so it is important that you keep yourself stimulated but not become too dependent on external stimulation as well too. Okay, with your 5th house ruler being, let's see, 6 places from itself, this means that when you're having fun, you can actually be of service to other people and help other people to be the best version of themselves possible too. It is really important here though, with it being 6 places from itself, that we're not rushing or having too much fun, because this can actually cause issues, conflicts, and disputes with other people as well too. And it can also become quite transformative as well. You're also a truth seeker. You tend to be very expressive with your words. Be sure to learn the power within your words, okay? Because this can actually trigger other people's unhealed wounds. No fault of your own. You don't have to change anything. Just become mindful of what's being said, okay? Moving on. All right. We have 6th house in Cancer. Okay, so emotional fulfillment could be found through your day-to-day mundane responsibilities, definitely focusing on daily operations, finding a work schedule routine around personal development and physical health. Be sure to set up energetic boundaries within your day-to-day. There's the tendency to take on other people's energy. You could run a family business. That can definitely be seen in the 6th house in Cancer. But with your 6th house manifesting through that moon in Capricorn, 7 places from itself, definitely have some spiritual development in your day-to-day, implement some spirituality in your day-to-day as well. That'll definitely help you out tenfold. Also, approaching this area of your life from a spiritual lens instead of a materialistic lens will definitely help you out tenfold as well too. All right, moving on to Leo. In a past life, you could have been focused on building up your confidence, expressing yourself, shining your light, not dimming it because of other people's projection. In this lifetime, that's going to pertain to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts as well. You don't have anything going on here. You are meant to find your confidence within a relationship. You could yearn for a romantic relationship as well, and that can definitely come in for you in this lifetime. With your 7th house ruler being in the 9th house, your partner can help you to find a meaning of life, a certain belief system, as well as help you to find a philosophy to make sense of this life as well. Your partner can also be somebody that can help you to expand in life as well too. Now, I will say that with the sun in Libra, your sun is going to require a bit more effort on your behalf since it is in fall here, okay? What does it mean when it's in fall? It's at its weakest point. So that just means that it's going to need a bit more effort on your behalf. But it's actually a cancel of debilitation. In Vedic astrology, we call it the Nichpangra Yoga. That means that it's actually canceling its weakest point. It's actually making it stronger since the ruler of Libra is actually in Libra as well. Okay, so you actually have a cancel of debilitation there. So lucky you, lucky you. Definitely been working on confidence over years. Ugh, you and me both. I have Chiron conjunct my sun in the 5th house. Not a fun placement to have. Moving on, we have Virgo in the 6th house. We have Chiron here. There are definitely wounds around criticism, perfectionism, and critique as well. Perhaps you just being yourself has really made other people, you know, it made other people project onto you for no reason, really. When you're focusing on your personal development journey and really focusing on not raising your own level so high, this is what helps you to heal yourself and to heal other people as well too, because these wounds run quite deep here, okay? But I will say, be sure to prioritize your healing journey and your transformation. That also helps you to heal yourself and to heal others as well too. With your 8th house ruler being in the 10th house, you may experience some intense situations within your career, but I also will say you also need to step in your power and let go of what no longer serves you, let go of what no longer is in alignment within your career too. Not holding on to anything that is not really serving any benefit there. Self-effort is going to be required since it's 3rd places from itself too. Okay? Oh, sorry, 3 places from itself. I said 3rd places from itself. All right, moving on to Libra in your 9th house here. So, belief system, finding a belief system of philosophy of meaning of life as well. Other people are definitely meant to help you to find this, so don't be so closed off to hearing other people's perspectives here, okay? Also, there needs to be the balance between giving and receiving in regards to expansion, okay? And what do I mean by giving and receiving? Your experience, your story, okay? Because other people definitely like to hear your experience, the things that you've gone through. They may confide in you for wisdom or for some advice, okay? Because that's where your natural gifts and talents lie, okay? But just be sure to watch for people-pleasing in this area too. Sometimes the truth is what people need, okay? With your 9th house ruler in the 9th house, this just means that expansion is going to be the utmost focus for you. Moving on to that 10th house there, we have Mars, Mercury, and Pluto. Be sure not to over-obsess with your career here. Do not rush through any career dealings here, but you have a lot of energy and drive to handle your career status, legacy, and life's work. It can also be a means for you to step into your power as long as you don't over-obsess with it. With Mercury here, as I said, you could be a public speaker. You can definitely help other people to transform themselves as well. But just be sure here that we are prioritizing our own healing journey and our own transformation. That way we can be a better assistance to help other people to step into their power as well. With your 10th house ruler being in the 10th house, you could find yourself to be in an executive position, a managerial position as well, perhaps being at the head of something, being on top of something, because you're meant to teach other people how to put in the work, okay? But as I said, don't rush through your career dealings as well. Definitely sometimes sacrifice my own energy for others. Yeah, definitely watch out for that as well, because that can definitely lead to some imbalance in your life as well too. Moving on to that 11th house, we have the North Node and MC. Okay, first and foremost with that North Node, you're definitely moving towards focusing on friends, groups, networks, and organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. This can come through finding a belief system, a philosophy, a meaning of life, or really expanding on your higher consciousness, your higher knowledge as well. With your MC here, you're meant to live that larger than life persona, share your experience, your story, your wisdom with other people. Now, with your 11th house ruler manifesting in Libra in that 9th house, it is 11 from the 11th. So a lot of gains and rewards can definitely come when you're moving towards your destiny and really focusing on executing your future endeavors, as well as sharing your experience with other people as well. This is actually going to be a means of, I don't know what it is that you would like to do, but this can actually go quite international if you're working for yourself, if you're becoming your own entrepreneur, your own boss as well too. All right, self-effort could be required here, but for the most part, a lot of gains and rewards are going to come in for you there too. Last but not least, before I let you go, you have Capricorn in your 12th house. You have the Moon, Uranus, and Neptune here. Sudden karmic changes can definitely come up, so be sure to prioritize your relationship with the universe, trusting in the unknown and your spiritual development journey. Emotional fulfillment could be found here as well, but be sure to watch out for watch out for suppressing your own emotions. You definitely want to face them head on. This will actually help you on your healing journey as well. Now, also, with your Neptune placement here, pay attention to your subconscious, also pay attention to your dreams. There's definitely going to be a lot of messages that can help you to in your career status, I can see in life's work, but it can also help you to heal as well. Now, with your 12th house ruler being in the 1st house, you need to approach yourself, your identity, and your independence, and taking action towards your life's direction in a spiritual manner. If you go after anything just based off of what it can do for you material-wise, it can actually bring damage to your personality. It can also bring damage to yourself, your identity, and it can really affect your self-esteem as well too. We would not want that, right? So be sure to approach your personality and yourself and your identity with your spiritual perspectives, okay? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Okay, so I had a couple more questions here because somebody asked, what does Venus in the 8th house mean? Venus in the 8th house can mean a couple of things. You may yearn for a relationship that's something that has its depth, something that's intimate, more vulnerable, but something that despite the transformation, they're still going to stick around. You know, Venus can also mean that you can inherit some money from other people, depending on the sign that it's in. If it's in Capricorn, it may come with some time. But that's pretty much that. But Venus in the 8th house is actually a favorable placement for a lot of astrologers or people, not just people that work in astrology, but a lot of people, like a lot of astrologers do favor that placement because you do tend to inherit a lot from other people. All right, thank you so much. Of course, anytime. Yeah, I think I'm a little hoe with my Venus in the 8th. Well, you can't be intimate and vulnerable with everybody. Wait, no, stop, because I have Jupiter in my 8th, and I'm like, ooh. Not you reading me the filth. I want everybody, and everybody may want you. Look, you got that magnetic attraction. Look, that's how the cookie crumbles. When do readings usually open? I always seem to join when they are closed. I'm sorry. Well, I'm usually on every other day, if not every other 2 days, because I used to do it every day, but it became draining very quickly. All right, so usually I'm on, I would say in the mornings, like around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm here in New York. You know, so I would say the next time I'm on will probably be Wednesday or Thursday. So just tune in then and just set a reminder if in the case that's you need. What's so crazy is that I always get men who already be dealing with somebody else. Is that men? Well, see, with the 8th house, you always get something that's below the surface, right? Like, you know, so there's always going to come with something else that you may not learn right away, but you're going to learn over a span of time. Last question is, what Pluto conjunct South Node natal? So this means that your past life gifts can actually help you to stand in your power, but you're moving away from all the transformative energy of going through the transformation and prioritizing your healing journey, and you're moving towards finding the balance between stepping in your power and whatever your North Node is wanting you to learn in this time round. That's pretty much it. But be sure not to over obsess over your past life gifts or your comfort zone as well, okay? Because with Pluto conjunct the South Node, there's the over obsession with wanting to be comfortable. All right. But without further ado, everyone, I think that's going to be it for today. Be sure to like and share to get us out there. If you're watching the pre-recorded version, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're following me on here, thank God you're doing something good. But if you're not following me on here, be sure to follow me. That way you get notified every time I go live, all right? But without further ado, I fare thee well, everybody. Monday, May 22nd, 2023. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.